that's the biggest thing that I could, give to people as a bit of guidance is get something on your radar or your calendar that is a huge motivation, like something that is really powerful and personal to you.
Welcome to Spartan Trail on Spartan Up with your host, Mauri Pagliacci.
Hi, I'm Mauri Pagliacci. Welcome to the second episode of the Spartan Trail section on the Spartan Up podcast. We're back with Mike Wardian, who still had a lot of stories around to tell. And in this episode, he's going to tell you some tips of how to get motivated also in these harsh days. Take a listen, and yeah, we hope to hear your feedback.
This episode of Spartan Up is brought to you by Athletic Brewing Company, pioneering a revolution in craft, non-alcoholic beers. Place your order today at athleticbrewing.com and get free shipping on 2 6-packs or more.
I want to talk about motivation. Motivation these days is crazy. Like it's hard to get. Not many races going around. Probably somebody was looking for an international travel or something, and just getting out of your door is getting complicated at these times. I would like to know, what's your tip? Like, how do you get motivated every day? Like, you go out and run, go do something, and you have a full-time job, you have a family. People can relate to that, I'm sure. Like, there's a lot of people in the same situation as you, probably not running as fast, but that doesn't matter. It's the same sport still. So yeah. I would love to hear what's your extra tip. Like, what's your extra thing you do for getting out of the door every day?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big challenge for all of us now, right? I mean, I think the restrictions that are in place around the world, the constraints that we have, not just in our communities, but in our countries, and the restrictions on everyone is tough. And it gets really challenging, I think, for people, myself included, when you're like, why should I go out and train because I don't know what I'm training for, right? And I think for me, like, I have some, I've set some big audacious goals for myself, and I think that's the biggest thing that I could give to people as a bit of guidance. It's something on your radar or your calendar that is a huge motivation, like something that is really powerful and personal to you, not because like your friend wants to do a marathon or you heard that it would be cool to run 100 miles, but like, I did a big project for a friend of mine, Tommy Rivers, who's battling cancer, where I just said, like, what's the scariest thing that I haven't done that I've really wanted to do, but I haven't had time to do because of races. And I've basically spent the whole year doing those projects, but the last one that I did that I thought was really cool and like freaked me out, but also like excited me, was I did a 110 mile self-supported. So you're like carrying like all your stuff, run across a park near me called Shenandoah National Park. And it had like 24,000 feet of elevation gain.
Wow.
But basically I just had my buddy like drop me off in the middle of the night at the start, and I put my car on the other side, and I was like, okay, I just got to get to my car. And I figured I figured it would take like 24 hours, and it took like 36 hours. And it was like one of the hardest things I'd ever done. I like ran out of food. I ran out of water, but I was like filtering my own water. Like, nobody helped me other than me. And so it was like, for me, it was like a really cool, way to grow, but it was also something that scared me so completely because, there's like bears and snakes and, random people on the trail. And also could I even do it? And the amount of weight you have to carry. But it was something that fired me up and got me motivated. And so like, I think like, it doesn't have to be, running across a crazy trail, like filtering your own water. It could just be like, I've just started doing a thing with the boys, our 2 sons, like before they play video games, they need to go out and do like a mile. And so it's like not a big deal, but it's like, it's something like that helps them have some motivation. And so like, you know, it's good to have like a reason to get out the door. And I think we all have that reason. You just got to find it. And, you know, my reason might be different than your reason, but there is a reason. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a race. Like, I think I've seen some of my friends posting like, I don't know what I'm training for, but I want to be ready for when I know. And I feel like that's a really good way to think about it, is like, I've done all this work to get to this point. I don't want to like have to do all this work again. Like running is one of those things, or endurance sports in general is like, in a couple of weeks, if you haven't done any work, like running doesn't care. It's not like, oh, you know, it's cool that you did 20 years worth of work. Like if you haven't, if you haven't put the time and effort in to go out and continue to hone your craft and work on what your work on your fitness, it's not going to be there when you need it.
This episode of Spartan Up is brought to you by Athletic Brewing Company, pioneering a revolution in craft, non-alcoholic beers. Place your order today at athleticbrewing.com and get free shipping on 2 6-packs or more.